What is up guys, how are you doing? So before we start, I just want to take a quick moment to thank Conker for providing me with this phone. This video is not an ad, however, they did provide me with a phone for this video. It will all make sense in a minute. Roll intro. So, at its core, this is a story about my day. You see, Conker sent me a phone and went, have a fun day with it. So I did, except it didn't quite go to plan. You see, for me it was a work day. I'd spent that morning hard at work, you know, doing some really important stuff, right? You know, just really critical work. However, at that moment I had an epiphany. I knew what I needed to do. So I just needed to pretend I'd been doing work all morning. Not an issue. I created a folder called Super Secret Stuff to make sure that no one snooped around and that it looked like it had been made today. And then I went to leave, and that's where it went horribly wrong. In my rush to leave, I went to put my phone in my pocket. However, I missed my pocket, and that's when this happened. It fell all the way down the stairs, and isn't my proudest of moments. However, the phone was completely fine. With the phone luckily unscratched, I decided to go to Southend-on-Sea. Why? Because ice cream, obviously. They have the world famous Rossi ice cream there, so I went and then I looked for way too long to try and find somewhere that sold the ice cream. Like, I was searching for what felt like hours. And unfortunately that's not all. You see, once I arrived I found out they didn't have any ice cream cones left, so I did the next best thing and used the phone instead. After eating the ice cream I decided, let's go build a sandcastle. I mean, it's Southend-on-Sea, I'm not a monster. Whilst building the sandcastle, it occurred to me that I needed some structural strength in this sandcastle. So I decided to do what I knew would be a great idea, which is take the phone and put it right into the middle of the sandcastle, compacting all the sand around it. When I flipped the bucket over and went to, you know, lift the bucket, I found that it wasn't as structurally sound as I once thought, with the front of the castle collapsing and revealing the phone inside. At this point I was understandably disappointed with my failure, so I did the only reasonable thing and kicked the phone out of the sandcastle. The phone was fine, but it was a bit sandy, so I decided to take it to the sea, because we're at Southend-on-Sea, and wash it off in some seawater. Again, I kind of dipped it in and washed it a bit, and it was completely fine. Now at this point I decided, let's go further. How much can this phone handle? So I thought it would be a good idea to go play some golf with it. after a game of golf, I was understandably tired. So I was thinking to myself, what could I do next? And that's when I realised I needed a cold, refreshing pint. However, for this phone to perform at peak thermals, I felt that it needed some form of water cooling, or in this case, the next big thing, beer cooling. I put the phone in the beer, and then Paul called. I wasn't accounting for that, so I just ended up answering the phone with it in the beer. Thanks to its IP67 rating, the phone was completely fine. In fact, here's the phone after the entire day, and outside of some scratches on the screen protector due to the sand, it's completely fine. It's still waterproof, it still functions without issue. So I just want to say thank you to Conker for letting me have this amazing, if not entirely to plan, day with their phone. We had some ice cream, we dropped it down some stairs, and then we did other fun stuff like win a round of golf. This video wouldn't have been able to happen if Conker hadn't sent this phone, so thank you to them. Again, this isn't an ad, however they did send me this phone and I am eternally grateful. Also, huge thanks to Paul Stubbington, or @PaulStubbers, for helping me out during the day. He was the cameraman, I guess. He was doing all the stuff behind the scenes and making sure it was all set up, so all I had to do was glide effortlessly from shot to shot, even if they included me eating ice cream off of a phone. And also a huge thank you to Emily Hester, aka @It'sProfessorX on Twitter, for helping me out during the day. She was just there sort of, again, helping, not quite doing the behind the camera stuff, but doing basically everything else. So she was a great help, and this wouldn't be able to happen without any of those free people. If you like this video, make sure to click like. If you didn't, really? I feel like this is like one of the best videos we've done. However, fear not. There is good news. You can click here to see the previous video, or here to see a random video that YouTube thinks you'll love. You can click here to subscribe to Snappy-Tech. Click here to subscribe to Conker because they gave me the phone. They're great. Go check them out. You'll love them, I promise. And I'll see you guys probably during the podcast.